You might know about the slight altercation that Molly had with a couple of dogs a week or so ago. Since then, word seems to have got round. Now, Molly is known by everyone we meet on her walk. She's such an appealing soul with a great personality. She howls at everyone for attention and biscuits and revels in all the attention and cuddles she gets. It's no surprise then that we get stopped and greeted by people we've never even met, and Molly never failed to recognise that it's all about her, and she jumps about and howls and makes a fuss of everybody, hoping that they will make a fuss of her. Now, we have never, or very, very seldom have we come across people who aren't at least polite, and for the most part are downright nice. I think people's reaction to you, a lot of it is down to the way that you're approached, the way you approach each other. You walk towards someone else, and people, I think a lot of people are quite cautious in these days, in this times of alarming news on the media. But I do think it's the way that you actually approach people whenever we're walking along in the countryside, especially if it's a lady that's approaching us out on their own, because I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of ladies are out on their own, and they are nervous about it, and they do think about it, and they are aware that they're vulnerable. But when I'm walking towards someone, I don't look at them. You if it's a woman, you can probably tell a little bit by the body language that they're a bit cautious and they don't really want you there. They'd rather be on their own. So I kind of try to give them a bit of a wide berth, but without looking, without making it obvious, just wait until they catch your eye. And if you catch their eye for a second, just give a smile, a disarming smile. And if that disarming smile is genuine, then they will know it's genuine. And a hello, and if that hello is genuine, they will know it's genuine. And then walk on by. Don't pause unless you feel the feeling that they want to pause. And then eventually you might see them again, and eventually you might see them again, and then that little smile and hello will turn into a good morning, and then that will eventually turn into a, isn't it a nice day? And that will eventually turn into a, how are you? How's Molly? What's happening today? And the next thing you know, you've got another friend. Somebody who not long ago almost saw you as a threat, almost saw you as an uncomfortable person walking towards them on a quiet country lane. And it's all about body language, it's all about first impressions, it's all about being open. It's all not about closing yourself and being open. Have an open face, be honest. If someone meets your eye, don't turn away. That looks suspicious. Don't make a point of staring, but at least if you catch someone's eye, give a brief smile and then walk on. Put them at their ease, because if you walk past somebody and you kind of are a bit cautious and look away, you haven't negated that threat, have you? That perceived threat. They still think that you may be a threat to them, even if you've walked past. But you can tell the difference between a false hello, a false greeting, and a genuine one. And I think if you give a genuine smile and a genuine hello and then walk on by, that person will know that you're not a threat. That person will know that you're just another human being out in the countryside on a day like today, when it's raining a little bit, and it's been raining all day. We take this little opportunity to dance between the raindrops, to just do a little bit of recording by the side of a big bank of nettles. And because it's been raining and it's quite mild, it's warming up a little bit, the smell is absolutely out of... I can smell everything. There's the smell of the grass, the smell of the leaves, and the smell of the soil under our feet, and the smell of the water in the puddles kind of has a little bit of something else to it. When it's when it's slightly warm, the air is warm. That means the scents are warm, the smells are warm. It's rather nice and I'm rather enjoying it. And it's our second time out today. Molly got wet through first thing this morning, but she's okay now. And she's having a great time. And it's raining, but there's nobody else out because it's been raining. Only the hardy souls like us are out and about on this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. There are people we meet on a regular basis because we go out at the same time and roughly in the same area, probably within about 3 or 4 square miles is where our morning walks usually are, and we vary them just like everybody else seems to vary them. So we meet the same people and we chat to them. They're like friends, and like I say, everybody knows Molly. And after that incident we had with those dogs, we were avoiding that area, and we went there yesterday and I met someone and they said, "Oh, where have you been?" And so, you know him with the collie, he was saying, "Well, where's Nigel and Molly? I've not seen them." People were genuinely concerned, especially when they know Molly is a little old lady and they kind of wonder whether she's not well or anything like that. And people were concerned, and these people now, they're like friends, they're like more than acquaintances, they're friends. And not long ago, they were just the people we met and passed and nodded to and smiled and said good morning. And they might be the people who are out walking the dogs, they might be people out for a walk before work, they might be people out doing power walks. We meet a girl every morning who's doing the power walk, and she does about 2 or 3 laps of the route we walk. And it was at 6 months ago, it was a smile as we went past. And now she'll stop and chat. It's just, this is how it works. It's nice to be nice. And if you're nice to people, they will be nice back. But what you have to be, I think, you have to be genuine. Your niceness has to be genuine, because no one is daft. Everyone can see through it, just like you can see through the salesman at the door, just like you can see through the people who do talk, and you know when they stop you, there's some kind of agenda to it, because there's nothing behind their eyes, there's nothing genuine about that smile. They're closed in, they're protective, their arms crossed across the chest, they aren't open. And we can see through it, we can all see through it because we're not daft. And when it's genuine, we can tell it's genuine. So this is how I like to operate. You can't walk past somebody without smiling and saying hello. At least not up here in Lancashire, it's a bit weird. So you walk along and you give a smile, and you get a smile back, and you know when it's a genuine smile. You do. And that genuine smile then turns into a hello, then turns into a what a lovely dog, one turns into how are you today, then turns into isn't it nice weather, then turns into I believe it's Molly's birthday. Next thing you know, you're sitting on a bench chatting away like old mates. Aren't people nice? We enter the world as individuals, and some of us want to stay as individuals. I know I do, but that doesn't mean I'm against interacting with other people. Of course I will, of course I want to if the interaction is nice, but I like to be on my own for the most part. And I think that we can tell that, can't we? You can always tell in a conversation when the other person is ready to move on. So you both make your excuses, don't you? And you let that person move on. And it's great, and it's a great interaction. And we should have more interactions like this, because it just seems sometimes that every interaction has to be confrontational. Every interaction has to have something at the end of it, some gain at the end of it. But no, well, the only gain you should have really at the end of it is the thought that you've had a nice interaction. And that's the gain. That's the win. So if you come across someone on your walk, don't turn away. If you might catch their eye, give them a smile. You never know, you might just make the day. We're going to carry on. Sheep in the fields, lambs, there's lots of lambs. They're all very, very bright beige, almost white. They've got massive ears like Molly. There's one staring at me now, a little lamb. And it's beautiful. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful life. And we're going to carry on. So we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.